Every week, one 8-hour video will be uploaded. All novels uploaded here are completed, so you will get a full story without searching or waiting. I have listened to the translated version on web, and there are no major problems with translation. If you want Chinese novel translated, give me the original name of the novel and I will respond to your request as soon as possible. Please make sure your request is on the latest video. If you hear this "u" sound in the novel, it means either question mark or some space is left, like getting materials or experience gained there more but not shown. If after a name is used and after there is silence, it means exclamation marks were used as in shock. I don't know if this will happen in recorded one, but it happened in web version. Chapter 178. After getting Lu Fei's consent, Chun Bo also arranged for Ouyang Qin to stay in the villa on Sansha Island. Originally, Chun Bo intended to hire a few workers for Lu Fei to take care of her daily life. But Lu Fei didn't think it was appropriate. At her age, being intimate with Chun Bo already made her a target for gossip. Chun Bo was still so young, and Lu Fei didn't want to affect Chun Bo's image or become the subject of rumors because of herself. Therefore, Chun Bo suggested that his secretary, Ouyang Qin, live with Lu Fei to facilitate care. Moreover, Ouyang Qin was also a martial artist. Although her strength wasn't formidable, the glamour technique she cultivated was more than enough to handle male martial artists, making her perfectly capable of serving as a bodyguard. The moment Lu Fei and Ouyang Qin met, they instantly understood, realizing that each other's relationship with Chun Bo was not ordinary. The awkward scene Chun Bo imagined did not occur. Instead, Lu Fei and Ouyang Qin got along like close friends who had known each other for many years, appreciating each other. Chun Bo, on the other hand, seemed a bit superfluous. After settling Lu Fei and Ouyang Qin, Chun Bo received a message from Lin Ruoshi. "Chun Bo, are you free? There's something I can't decide on, and I'd like to hear your opinion." Since the summer vacation began, Chun Bo had maintained WeChat contact with Lin Ruoshi. She had recently been preparing to participate in the actor selection for a blockbuster film directed by a famous director, with a budget exceeding 500 million yuan. For this, Lin Ruoshi had been extremely busy during this period. "You've always had priority use of my time, so no matter when, I'm always free for you," Chun Bo replied with a cheesy line. Cheesy pickup lines depend on who says them. If a greasy otaku had said this to Lin Ruoshi at this moment, she would surely have responded with, "Disgusting, call the police." But since the person saying this cheesy pickup line was Chun Bo, the situation was different. Lin Ruoshi, who received the reply, felt a sweet warmth in her heart. "I'll be waiting for you at Ryan Coffee on Jingqing Road." At this moment, Lin Ruoshi was chatting with a girl whose looks were only slightly inferior to hers at the Ryan Coffee she had mentioned, located on Jingqing Road. This girl was Lin Ruoshi's high school classmate, Yuan Jia. Compared to Lin Ruoshi's fresh, beautiful, vibrant, and charming attire, Yuan Jia's makeup was much heavier. Although she was also very pretty, she had an extra touch of allure that didn't belong to her age, making her seem a bit out of place. She, with such a good opportunity right in front of you, don't even think about it. Although it's only the second female lead, this is an opportunity that others can't even beg for. As long as you sign the contract with young Master Wan, this role will be yours. How many people wish for such an opportunity? What if your boyfriend doesn't support you? Why didn't I notice you were so obsessed with love before? Jia, I'm not obsessed with love. He's my boyfriend, and I must respect his opinion. And I believe he will definitely support my career. You're just too deeply poisoned. I guarantee your boyfriend won't agree to you becoming a celebrity. What man would be willing to let such a beautiful girlfriend show her face and earn more than him? He probably wishes he could raise you as a useless person who has everything handed to her, so he can suppress you mentally and financially, control you forever, and tie you to his side. Yuan Jia's words were full of disdain. She even wondered why such a good opportunity would fall to a foolish woman like Lin Ruoshi. If she had the chance, she wouldn't even need to think about it before signing the contract. If it weren't for promising young Master Wan to persuade Lin Ruoshi to sign the contract, she wouldn't bother wasting her breath on Lin Ruoshi, who always seemed to be one step ahead of her. Lin Ruoshi also clearly heard the disdain in the other party's words. In fact, her relationship with Yuan Jia wasn't that good. Although they were classmates, they rarely hung out together. Sometimes, she even felt a hint of hostility in Yuan Jia's eyes. It was just that this time, participating in the election, she had indeed received Yuan Jia's help. Regardless of whether Yuan Jia was genuinely trying to help her, the matter had come about because of her. So she couldn't just disregard Yuan Jia's feelings and walk away. My boyfriend isn't like that. His insights and vision are beyond what ordinary people can compare to. So, even if he doesn't agree to me signing this contract, it must be because this role isn't suitable for me. Yuan Jia covered her forehead, speechless. How obsessed with love must one be to say such a thing? She hadn't expected her supposed rival to be so deeply infatuated. It seems she had really overestimated Lin Ruoshi. She doesn't deserve to be my opponent. This was Yuan Jia's current assessment of Lin Ruoshi. But out of the task young Master Wan had given her, she continued to persuade him. Your boyfriend must be quite rich, right, to make you so devoted to him? Lin Ruoshi nodded. Yes, he is indeed very rich. Ha ha ha. Yuan Jia let out a hearty laugh. You haven't seen rich people. You think someone who buys you a bag or takes you to a Western restaurant on a holiday is rich, right? No matter how rich he is, can he be richer than young Master Wan? It's rare that young Master Wan takes a liking to you. With young Master Wan's financial resources and connections, it would be effortless to make you a first-tier star. You've heard of President Bo, who's been popular across the internet recently, haven't you? Even President Bo himself would have to bow and scrape when he meets young Master Wan. With that said, you should understand young Master Wan's power, right? Lin Ruoshi almost spat out her drink. What kind of international joke was this? Chun Bo would have to bow and scrape before young Master Wan? You must be kidding. She didn't know young Master Wan's power, but Chun Bo's power could only be described as unfathomable. Not counting the more than 100 million yuan he had given to other female streamers online. But with just one word from her, Chun Bo transferred 80 million yuan to her without hesitation. And Lin Ruoshi also knew that Chun Bo had just donated the Mingtang Jade Buddha head, worth 5 billion yuan, to the country. No matter how rich you are, young Master Wan, try donating something like that. Just then, a metallic silver Lamborghini SVJ pulled up to the coffee shop entrance with an extremely exaggerated roar. The moment this cool and incredibly stylish Lamborghini appeared, it immediately attracted the attention of all the girls around. Among these girls, of course, was Yuan Jia. This was a luxury car worth over 10 million yuan. Only the rich and powerful could afford to drive such a car. The next moment, a handsome and dashing young man stepped out of the Lamborghini, immediately causing some girls with insufficient self-control to shriek. Wow! This guy is so handsome. Is he a big star? How can there be such a handsome guy? I've decided. He's the object of my fantasies tonight. Seeing the handsome and elegant young man, Yuan Jia immediately tidied her hair, hoping that the handsome guy would look at her more in the crowd. Seeing Chun Bo, Lin Ruoshi was also a little stunned. It had been a few days since she last saw Chun Bo. How did this guy become even more handsome? That was natural. Chun Bo, who was already handsome, now had the added bonus of the glamour technique. In the eyes of these women, he was simply like a celestial venerable from the heavens. Chapter 179. Seeing Chun Bo, Lin Ruoshi quickly waved. Chun Bo, over here. Hearing this, Chun Bo also waved back at Lin Ruoshi. This scene left Yuan Jia with a look of astonishment, mixed with a hint of jealousy. Is that handsome guy driving the Lamborghini your boyfriend? Lin Ruoshi nodded proudly. Yuan Jia's expression immediately became worse than if she had eaten excrement. Young Master Wan was looking for an actress, and originally Yuan Jia had the most hope, but unexpectedly, the moment young Master Wan saw Lin Ruoshi, it was as if his soul had been captivated by Lin Ruoshi, and he would accept no one else. To sign Lin Ruoshi, young Master Wan even promised her that as long as she could persuade Lin Ruoshi to sign with young Master Wan's entertainment company, he would give her the third female lead role in his company. That's why she spared no effort in trying to convince Lin Ruoshi. She originally thought Lin Ruashi's boyfriend was just an ordinary commoner. She never expected her boyfriend to be a super handsome guy, driving a luxury car worth tens of millions, and incredibly good-looking. At this moment, Yuan Jia felt incredibly sour. Her jealousy towards Lin Ruashi reached its peak. Why do all the good things happen to you? She, this place is hard to find. I drove around several times before I found it. Is this your friend? Under the gaze of countless girls, Chunbo walked generously to Lin Ruashi's side. Chunbo, you're here. Let me introduce you. This is my high school classmate, Yuan Jia. Chunbo smiled at Yuan Jia. He merely asked casually because there was a stranger present. He wasn't genuinely interested in Yuan Jia. But Yuan Jia didn't think that way. Chunbo's slight smile completely captivated her. This handsome guy was young, quite good-looking, and also drove a Lamborghini worth tens of millions. He was so perfect it was like he was a fraud. No, he was so perfect he was simply the Prince Charming in her heart. In an instant, Yuan Jia felt that young Master Wan was no longer appealing. He was just SOSO. Yuan Jia developed feelings for Chunbo. Hello, handsome. She and I were best friends in high school. I've heard she mention you many times. You're even more handsome than I imagined. Yuan Jia extended her hand to Chunbo in a friendly gesture. Lin Ruashi frowned. Who said she was your best friend? Chunbo, unaware of the intricacies, naturally assumed Yuan Jia was Lin Ruashi's best friend, so he politely shook hands with Yuan Jia. He merely touched her hand lightly, and just as he was about to let go,
Yuan Yaya's fingertip gently tapped Chunbo's palm.
Combined with the seductive smile on Yuan Jia's face at that moment, it carried a strong sense of provocation. This woman was clearly trying to seduce Chunbo, and she was doing it right in front of Lin Ruashi. Chunbo instantly lost all his goodwill towards this woman. He was extremely repulsed by such a scheming green tea bitch. But Yuan Jia didn't think that way. She believed that every man liked to cheat, liked novelty, and liked wildness. No matter how beautiful Lin Ruashi was, there would come a day when he'd tire of her. She, naturally, would then have her chance. She, do you mind if I add your boyfriend on WeChat? From now on, I'll be a mutual friend of yours. If you two ever quarrel, I can even mediate for you. Ha ha ha. Yuan Jia chuckled, full of self-importance. Moreover, her way of asking seemed very calculating. She didn't directly ask Chunbo for his WeChat, but instead, in front of Lin Ruashi, she asked if she could add Chunbo on WeChat. This seemingly gave Lin Ruashi enough face and made herself appear particularly sensible. The truth was, she worried that if she directly asked Chunbo for his WeChat, Chunbo might refuse her on the spot out of consideration for Lin Ruashi's feelings. But by first asking Lin Ruashi's opinion, it was different. She was just engaging in normal social interaction. Making a friend. Surely you wouldn't be so petty as to disagree with even that, right? Yuan Jia's tactics were indeed clever. Although Lin Ruashi's lips trembled with anger, and she cursed inwardly, "Bitch, you want to snatch my man right in front of me?" But she was indeed worried that Chunbo, unaware of the inside story, would think she was petty if she disagreed. So, she pouted and said petulantly, "It's not my WeChat. If he doesn't mind, then go ahead and add him." Handsome. She has agreed. You wouldn't refuse, would you? It's just adding a friend. You scan me. Yuan Jia smiled very naturally, speaking in a joking tone. At the same time, she quickly opened her WeChat QR code. Beep. Chunbo scanned it. He didn't care what Yuan Jia thought, but Lin Ruashi had already said so much. If he refused, Lin Ruashi would probably think he was petty. Besides, adding a WeChat friend didn't mean anything. If Chunbo wanted to indulge, there were plenty of exquisite and delicious options. Yuan Jia wouldn't even be in the running. After adding Chunbo's WeChat, Yuan Jia smiled brightly and, behind Chunbo and Lin Ruashi's backs, she added a note for Chunbo. Quality sugar daddy. Yuan Jia was clearly a player. As long as a guy was high quality, she would add him on WeChat first. And she would categorize these guys into different tiers with varying priority levels. Someone like Chun Bo, of course, belonged to the highest priority group. After that came the ambiguous level, the backup level, the jack-up level. No rush, just nurture them for now. The more fish in her pond, the more choices she had. It didn't matter if the guy had a girlfriend or not. In short, she would just toss him into her fish pond first. She wasn't necessarily trying to steal someone else's partner. It was just in case one day this man became infatuated with her, then she would have her chance. This player's strategy was similar to that of a male player. It was also about casting a wide net and focusing on key catches. Humans have a characteristic: birds of a feather flock together. The friends of high-quality men are often men who are just as excellent as them. It's like you've caught one fish, and there's a whole fish nest under it, with a continuous stream of fat fish waiting for you to catch. Riding a donkey to find a horse and the fish farming strategy, it's simply too good. There's a good Western restaurant nearby. How about we chat while we eat? Yuan Jia suggested. I'm not hungry. Shishi. Don't you have something to discuss with me? Chun Bo directly rejected Yuan Jia's suggestion. But he also didn't feel comfortable driving Yuan Jia away in front of Lin Ruoshi. Chun Bo's words made Lin Ruoshi very satisfied. It had been a long time since she had been alone with Chun Bo. However, this Yuan Jia seemed to not understand hints and showed no intention of leaving. Next, Lin Ruoshi explained in detail the matter of the impending contract and the conditions offered by young Master Wan's company. During this time, Yuan Jia kept interrupting, speaking highly of the so-called young Master Wan, and strongly urging Lin Ruoshi to sign the contract with young Master Wan. After listening to the whole story, Chun Bo already understood the gist of it. It was nothing more than Lin Ruoshi, in order to star in a film by a renowned director, had completed the audition and screen test stages, and was currently at the contract signing stage. As long as she signed the contract with young Master Wan's company, she could play the second female lead in this blockbuster, which had an investment of 500 million. As for the clauses in the contract, Chun Bo didn't understand the intricacies. However, for a newcomer like Lin Ruoshi, who had no experience and wasn't from a film academy, the idea of being able to play the second female lead just by signing a contract seemed unreliable to Chun Bo, no matter how he thought about it. She, I fully support your desire to act and become a star. How about this? Don't sign that contract. I'll invest in establishing a new entertainment company, and you can just sign with that company. Chapter 180. Upon hearing Chun Bo's suggestion, Yuan Jia couldn't help but burst out laughing. Handsome, are you serious? I don't know if you're ignorant or humorous, but do you know what's most important for running an entertainment company? Resources and connections? Do you have them? Yuan Jia's good impression of Chun Bo immediately dropped a level. He went from being a priority to a backup. This man was indeed handsome and rich, but his brain didn't seem very bright. Anyone with a bit of common sense wouldn't boast about investing in and opening a new entertainment company. Did he think it was like opening a milk tea shop where you could just casually throw some money at it? In the entertainment industry, just having money isn't enough. You also need abundant resources and deep connections. Otherwise, every year so many rich second-generation heirs bravely venture into the entertainment industry, yet only 2 or 3 truly manage to break through. Is it because they aren't rich enough? No, it's because they haven't found the correct operating rules of this circle. Ultimately, aren't so-called resources and connections just a manifestation of money? If others don't buy into it, it's simply because you haven't offered enough. I believe that as long as you offer enough, these resources and connections will rush to your doorstep. Chun Bo said with an unconcerned smile. Brother Bo, you're right. Then I'll listen to you. I won't sign this contract, Lin Ruoshi said with a smile. Yuan Jia was immediately speechless with anger. She had never seen such stupid people. No wonder they ended up together. Who doesn't know that if you offer enough, resources and connections will rush to your doorstep? But how much can you give? Your $10 million sports car is just a small toy in front of the real bigwigs. Nothing more. Chun Bo, Shishi, don't be foolish and joke about your future. Okay? No matter how rich you are, can you be richer than young Master Wan? Moreover, young Master Wan's family's Wanson Entertainment is the most famous star-making company in the country. Neither its capital, resources, nor connections are something you can imagine. As long as she signs a contract with young Master Wan, I guarantee she'll immediately become famous across the country and a household name, Yuan Jia said. Yuan Jia looked at Chun Bo seriously. Then you'll have a celebrity girlfriend, which will also bring you prestige. How great is that? As your friend, I really don't want to see you regret missing this opportunity later, Yuan Jia earnestly advised them. Actually, what she really thought was, who cares if you regret it or not? Just don't affect my progress. If you don't want to play the second female lead, I still want to play the third female lead. Jia, thank you for your kindness, but I still believe that if Brother Bo really opens a company, he will definitely do better than Wanson, Lin Ruoshi said firmly. Yuan Jia immediately sneered. Heh, I don't know where you two get your confidence. You! Before Yuan Jia could finish speaking, a handsome, fashionably dressed man wearing a branded Versace outfit and a Richard Mille watch on his wrist appeared behind her. A large hand rested on her shoulder, interrupting her speech. As a woman of the new era, it's better to rely on yourself than on a man. And no matter how I look at it, your little boyfriend doesn't seem very reliable. Ha ha! Yuan Jia turned to look at the man behind her, and her smile immediately became fawning. This man was the young Master Wan Yuan Jia spoke of, Wan Yanjun. Yuan Jia was very knowledgeable about luxury goods. She could tell at a glance that young Master Wan's entire outfit was worth a fortune. The Richard Mille watch on his hand alone was worth over 10 million, and it was a global limited edition. As the saying goes, the poor play with cars, the rich play with watches. Truly impressive individuals, you can tell their power just by looking at what watch they wear. Moreover, young Master Wan was only in his early 30s, simply too perfect to be more perfect. In contrast, Chun Bo, apart from that Lamborghini worth tens of millions, didn't have a single brand name item on him, let alone a watch worth tens of millions. He didn't even wear any jewelry. Yuan Jia even suspected that Chun Bo's Lamborghini might be borrowed. It was just a pity. Young Master Wan was clearly more interested in Lin Ruoshi. But that wasn't important. Her advantage was her patience with her main target and her ability to know when to advance and retreat. Behind him was a middle-aged man dressed very artistically, with graying hair tied into a ponytail and a meticulously groomed beard. Yuan Jia recognized him at a glance as the famous director Master Chang. Although Master Chang's reputation in the industry wasn't very good, he had been repeatedly rumored to have engaged in unspoken rules with newcomers and bullied actresses on set. However, his recent films had achieved quite good results. In the film and television industry, he was considered a capable director. Seeing young Master Wan and director Master Chang, Yuan Jia immediately stood up respectfully, nodding politely in greeting. Young Master Wan, Master Chang, hello? Although Lin Ruoshi was annoyed, out of politeness, she also stood up and respectfully greeted them. Young Master Wan, Master Chang, hello? Only Chun Bo remained seated in his chair, unmoving like a Buddha statue. Seeing this young man's lack of manners, director Master Chang frowned in displeasure. As a famous director, he was a respected figure wherever he went. Even wealthy businessmen and powerful figures would proactively humble themselves to greet him. But this young man in front of him was truly impolite. Even if you don't recognize me, isn't it basic courtesy to stand up and respectfully greet an elder? However, Master Chang was only briefly annoyed. Given his status, how could he stoop to the level of such a young man? He just hoped the young man wouldn't fall into his hands later, or he'd have a hard time. Wan Yanjun glanced at Chun Bo disdainfully. This young man was quite handsome, looking to be in his early 20s. There was still a hint of childishness on his face. One look and you could tell he was a college student who hadn't graduated yet. A young man in his early 20s indeed possessed the prime of his life, but it was also the poorest time. Don't ask him why he knew. It was because he had been through it. Even for a rich second-generation heir, the family would at most give 30 to 50,000 yuan a month for living expenses. What right did such a college student, even if he was a rich second-generation heir, have to compete with him? Young Master Wan put one hand in his pocket, and his right hand casually displayed the famous watch worth tens of millions. His disdainful gaze swept over Chun Bo, and he haughtily pulled out a golden clip, extracting an exquisite business card. "Little brother, let's get acquainted. This is my business card." Chun Bo took the business card and glanced at it. Tencent Group board member, Wanson Film and Television Entertainment Company chairman, OPS Investment senior partner, National Art Association vice president, Wan Yanjun. Goodness, this string of titles is quite impressive. Chapter 181. Wan Yanjun was certain that Chun Bo would be utterly intimidated by his string of titles, and a look of smugness spread across his face. Especially the title of director of Tencent Group, which was enough to crush a naive youngster like Chun Bo. Anyone who could become a member of Tencent Group's board of directors was a big shot with at least tens of billions in net worth. Whenever Wan Yanjun showed off this stack of titles in front of others to flaunt, he felt particularly good. Before, he was just a second-generation rich kid who lived a very repressed life. While other rich kids were indulging in lavish lifestyles, he could only live a very frugal existence. To prevent him from becoming a spendthrift playboy, his father had always imposed extremely strict financial sanctions on him, giving him only 100,000 yuan a month for living expenses. This amount of money wasn't even enough for him. After a few meals with friends and buying some luxury goods, the 100,000 yuan would be gone. If he had a girlfriend, his life would be even more strained. He drifted along like this until he was 30. It wasn't until last year that his father suddenly passed away due to a myocardial infarction. As the only son, Wan Yanjun naturally took over the vast family business, managing assets exceeding 10 billion yuan. After taking over the company, he became completely inflated, embarking on a life of retaliatory consumption and completely letting himself go. Buying luxury cars, famous watches, and villas were the most basic operations. Wanson Entertainment, a part of the family business, even became a hotbed for him to keep female celebrities. But what he didn't know was that Chun Bo didn't care about his exaggerated titles at all. Chun Bo merely smiled, flicking the exquisite business card away with a casual gesture. "What's your standing? Do you even qualify to know me?" "What do you mean?" Wan Yanjun frowned. It was the first time he had encountered someone who said he wasn't up to standard. "It means exactly what it says. I don't care what kind of damn director you are. You talk bad about me in front of my girlfriend and even hand out business cards. How arrogant can you be?" "I'm merely speaking the truth. Miss Ruashi deserves better, and you are destined not to be able to give her that. What do you want to do? You're far from being able to steal my girlfriend. Get lost. Young man, you're quite arrogant. It seems you haven't experienced the harsh realities of society yet." Slap! Before Wan Yanjun could finish speaking, a crisp sound rang out. Chun Bo backhanded him across the face. This slap stunned Wan Yanjun. It also stunned Yuan Jia and Master Chong. None of them had expected that after young Master Wan had already handed out his business card and stated his identity and status, this young man would still dare to hit him in broad daylight. This was simply outrageous. A dignified board member of Tencent Group and chairman of Wanson Film and Television Entertainment actually got slapped in the face by a college student? Could this be tolerated? Wan Yanjun was enraged. He was truly enraged. "You little bastard! How dare you hit me? I gave you a chance to get lost, why didn't you? Isn't this just asking for a beating? Damn you!" Wan Yanjun, who now controlled billions in assets, how could he endure such humiliation? He roared and raised his fist, swinging it at Chun Bo. With just a flick of his hand through the air, Chun Bo sent Wan Yanjun flying. Chun Bo had already tried his best to control his strength with that slap. He hadn't even used 1% of his power. Otherwise, with his current strength, even 1% of his power would be enough to kill Wan Yanjun. But even so, Wan Yanjun was almost unable to get up after being slapped by Chun Bo. "Young Master Wan, are you all right?" Master Chong and Yuan Jia shouted at the same time. "Damn it! Just you wait. You want to be a star? Dream on. From today onwards, my Wanson Film and Television will blacklist you. Even if you kneel and beg me, it'll be useless." Hearing this, the shrewd Yuan Jia immediately jumped out to take a side. Young Master Wan, you know me. Lin Ruoshi and I aren't actually close, we're not even friends. This has nothing to do with me. Should I call the police for you? I can testify that it was this handsome scoundrel who hit you. Lin Ruoshi, don't say I didn't give you a chance. As long as you cut ties with him, I can let you off. Wan Yanjun roared. What's your standing? Do you even qualify to let me off?
Lin Ruoi stood firmly beside Chen Bo.
Ah! Wan Yanjun let out a furious roar. What he hated most was when others didn't take him seriously, just like when his father used to suppress him for so long. Master Chong, blacklist her. Blacklist her thoroughly. From now on, anyone who dares to use this person is going against me. Want to be famous? Dream on. Master Chong heard this and glared angrily at Chun Bo and Lin Ruoshi. He knew that an opportunity to prove himself had arrived. This young Master Wan had an astonishing background and wealth. If he performed well this time and satisfied young Master Wan, he could gain greater benefits and more resources from him. Becoming a top director in the country wouldn't be a dream. Young Master Wan, please rest assured. In the industry, I, Master Chong, have some reputation, and everyone is willing to give me some face. I guarantee that starting today, no film and television company in the country will dare to use this person, unless these two ignorant brats kneel before you until you are satisfied, young Master Wan. Chun Bo picked his ear and sneered. Since that's the case, then I also unilaterally announce a ban on you. From today onwards, anyone who dares to cooperate with you is going against me. Chun Bo, Wan Yanjun, Master Chong, and Yuan Jujia all looked as if they had heard the biggest joke in the world. Who do you think you are? Even President Bo, the internet-famous tycoon, wouldn't dare to be so boastful. Or are you saying your strength is even greater than President Bo's? Yuan Jujia sneered. All right, you're all amazing. Even President Bo would have to walk around you, all right? Chen Bo was too lazy to argue with them anymore. He took Lin Ruoshi's hand and prepared to leave. Stop right there. You hit me and now you want to leave? You little punk. Just you wait. Today's matter isn't over yet. After finishing his threats, Wan Yanjun pulled out his phone. Of course, he wasn't calling the police. He was slapped twice. Calling the police would at most result in a fine. Was he, Wan Yanjun, someone who lacked money? If this matter just passed, and it got out, where would he put his face? He absolutely had to get this face back. He wanted Lin Ruoshi and that little punk Chen Bo to know what a true big shot was, what true prestige was. If a tiger doesn't roar, do you think I'm Hello Kitty? He, Wan Yanjun, was once one of the top young masters in Yongqing. He had only been playing abroad for a few years, and today he was actually slapped in the face in Yongqing by a brat who hadn't even fully grown. Could this be tolerated? Hello, Xinyang, it's me. I was just beaten. Hurry over. I must get my revenge. Hello. Yi Hao, how many people do you have? Quickly bring all the brothers over. I was slapped twice by a little punk. Do you think I can tolerate this? Hello, Tang Yang. Chapter 182. Wan Yanjun made more than a dozen calls, summoning everyone he could. The location was sent uniformly. Today, he wanted to maximize his pretense and put on a grand show. He wanted to use his actions to tell everyone that even though he had been abroad for a few years, he was still young Master Wan, who could stir up trouble in Yongqing. Otherwise, even stray cats and dogs on the street would dare to attack him in the future. The king returns, still the king. The immediate response from this group of young masters in the circle instantly made Wan Yanjun even more arrogant. See that? This is my strength. When it comes to prestige, who can compare to me? You little thief, today I'm going to make you realize that offending young Master Wan is equivalent to offending the entire second-generation circle in Yongqing, and even the whole country. Not only will I blacklist your girlfriend, making it impossible for her to ever set foot in the entertainment industry, but I will also make you unable to hold your head high for the rest of your life.
Chen Bo smiled indifferently.
All right. I'd like to see how you can make me unable to hold my head high for the rest of my life. Anyway, I'm free today, so I'll play along with you. Although Master Chong had a bad reputation and was a director with deplorable behavior, he still had the skill of observing people's expressions. Seeing Chun Bo calm and unperturbed, he must have some background. Adhering to the principle of avoiding trouble, he spoke up to persuade him. Young man, impulsiveness is the devil. The adult world is not as simple as you imagine. Don't ruin your life because of a moment of impulse. Young Master Wan is not an unforgiving person. As long as you kneel and kowtow to apologize now, and let young Master Wan slap you twice, this matter will be over. How about it? Hearing this, Wan Yanjun was displeased and pointed at Master Chong, saying angrily, "He slapped me twice, and he thinks he can get away with just 2 slaps? How dare he? It's not impossible for me to let you go, but kneel down and let me slap you 20 times. Then I can let you off." Lin Ruoshi, Chun Bo, young Master Wan is magnanimous and is giving you a chance. Why aren't you kneeling down quickly? Otherwise, when young Master Wan's brothers arrive, it won't be as simple as just kneeling and kowtowing a few times, Yuan Jujia said in a sarcastic tone. Can you guys stop being so noisy? Just bring whatever you've got, Chun Bo said impatiently. All right, you're asking for it. I'll see how you die later, Yuan Jujia said with a twisted smile. Wan Yanjun waited outside the coffee shop for nearly 10 minutes. As time passed, more and more luxury cars gathered in front of the coffee shop. Dozens of million-dollar luxury cars such as Porsche 911s, McLarens, Rolls-Royces, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and Bentley Bentegas blocked the entrance of the coffee shop. Parking was not allowed here, but who would dare to offend this group of rich playboys? It was said that this entire commercial building was a property owned by one of the rich second generations. The scene was incredibly sensational. Many onlookers took out their phones and snapped pictures of these luxury cars. It wasn't often that so many luxury cars gathered at once. At this moment, Yuan Jujia felt honored to be standing next to Wan Yanjun. What incredible power this was! With one command, more than half of the famous rich second generations in Yangqing arrived. This was power. As a domineering and incomparable behemoth, a Cadillac Escalade, entered the scene, Wan Yanjun immediately went to greet him. Xinyang, my good brother. Tonight is an all-night live stream one-stop service, and I'm paying for everything. Ha ha! Wan Yanjun laughed heartily. The person who stepped out of the Cadillac Escalade was Zhang Xinyang. Although Zhang Xinyang was not the richest among this group, his hard power was the strongest. He had connections in both legitimate and illegitimate circles, making him most effective against hotheads like Chun Bo. Old Wan, what's going on with you? You're not young anymore. Still playing these games. Zhang Xinyang glanced at the luxury cars parked there, frowning. What do you mean, playing these games? Some guy who doesn't know what's good for him dared to slap me. Don't you see the finger marks on my face? My face is still burning. He's too arrogant. I can't swallow this insult. Who's so bold as to even dare to touch Brother Wan? One of the second generations, who enjoyed stirring up trouble, joked. See that? He hit me and now he's acting like nothing happened. Flirting with his girlfriend over there. Utterly arrogant. Brothers, today, make him pay dearly. Wan Yanjun pointed at Chun Bo, who was flirting with Lin Ruoshi in the coffee shop, and said. At this moment, Chun Bo turned his head and looked out through the floor-to-ceiling glass. How could the world be so small? Coincidentally, Chun Bo basically knew the people Wan Yanjun was calling. More than half of the people gathered outside were from the second-generation group he had created. Over 80% were the second generations who had drunk together at Zindahui KTV that night. Damn it, old Wan. Don't tell me the person who hit you is him. How could I mistake him? Hurry up. When this is over, I'll treat everyone to a good time. It was him, I can testify, he slapped young Master Wan twice. Yuan Jujia said proudly, pointing at Chun Bo. Wan Yanjun waved his hand grandly at Chun Bo. He believed that with his status and position, the group of second generations behind him would immediately respond and teach Chun Bo a harsh lesson. And indeed, this group of second generations really did surround him. Kid, you didn't cherish the chance I gave you just now. It's too late to kneel now. Brothers, give him... Ouch! Young Master Wan hadn't even finished speaking when he was immediately slapped on the back of his head. Wan Yanjun, I swear your brain is not just a little messed up. You're really asking for death. Xinyang, what are you doing? Are we still brothers? Wan Yanjun was a bit confused. What the hell is going on? Zhang Xinyang, you bastard, you're chickening out at this critical moment? And even if you chickened out, why are you hitting me? Who the hell is your brother? He's my brother. If you dare to offend my brother, I'll cripple you on the spot. Old Wan, you're something else, you've got some nerve, daring to offend President Bo. So, the person you wanted us to deal with was President Bo? Damn you.
Ye hao cürset koldu.
Hello, President Bo. Hello, President Bo. Hello, President Bo. This group of unruly second generations came before Chun Bo, completely shedding their arrogance as rich playboys, and greeted Chun Bo respectfully, their attitudes extremely deferential. Ever since that night when Chun Bo publicly tipped two of Zhang Xinyang's streamers half a small target, these second generations' admiration for Chun Bo was like a surging river. Moreover, at that charity auction, Chun Bo donated the Ming Tang Jade Buddha head, worth 5 billion, to the country, and this astonishing gesture had long spread throughout the entire circle. It shocked the entire second-generation circle. Such power undoubtedly made people even more convinced of President Bo's identity as a heavenly dragon person. And now you, Wan Yanjun, have eaten the heart of a bear and the guts of a leopard, calling people to slap President Bo's face? Why don't you just go to heaven? Chun Bo stood up and slowly raised his hand. The originally noisy scene instantly became incredibly quiet. He stood with one hand behind his back, saying nothing, only staring at Wan Yanjun with a cold gaze. The atmosphere was stiflingly oppressive. Chapter 183. He is President Bo? In the crowd, Wan Yanjun, Yuan Jujia, and Master Chong were dumbfounded, trembling, and their legs turned to jelly. Although he was abroad some time ago, he had heard of President Bo. There were even rumors in the circle that President Bo was very likely to be a celestial. What the hell? He casually stepped on someone and kicked the hardest steel plate. Could it get any more outrageous? Could he be any more unlucky? At the same time, Yuan Jujia was also trembling. As a scummy woman who specialized in fishing, she had long wanted to get to know someone like President Bo, but she had no channels. She had left messages for President Bo on the back ends of various live streaming platforms and sent private photos, but she had never received a reply. She never expected to meet him in person today, and he was even Lin Ruoshi's boyfriend. Looking at the respectful attitude of the rich second-generation group that Wan Yanjun had called over, President Bo's strength and status were clearly far superior to Wan Yanjun's. At this moment, she was filled with regret. At the same time, she hated Lin Ruoshi. If your boyfriend is so awesome, why didn't you say so earlier? If I had known he was so awesome, I wouldn't have been so quick to take sides. Young Master Wan, didn't you just say that President Bo would have to bow and scrape before you? Do you want me to kneel for you now? Chun Bo's tone was calm, but his words revealed an astonishing aura of a king. This is truly a misunderstanding, all a misunderstanding. How could President Bo kneel to me? Wan Yanjun said with an awkward smile. Misunderstanding? Young Master Wan personally said he wanted to make it so I couldn't survive in Yangqing. Come on. I'm ready for it. Haha. Just kidding, President Bo. Don't take it seriously. They say you don't know a person until you've fought them. What happened today was my fault. I apologize, and I'll cover all the expenses tonight. Oh no, you're joking, but I'm serious. Since you gave me a chance just now, I'll give you a chance now. You kneel and admit your mistake, and I'll pretend today's incident never happened. What do you think, young Master Wan? Chun Bo's calm words were full of pressure. Wan Yanjun's face turned ashen. He didn't expect that, even after lowering himself so much, President Bo wouldn't give him any face. What kind of situation was this? He was the one who got beaten, okay? And he still had to beg for forgiveness? Then he thought about how he had already inherited his family's business and was no longer comparable to this group of wastrels. So what if President Bo was awesome? He wouldn't give him the time of day. What could he do to him? Thinking of this, Wan Yanjun felt confident again. President Bo, we'll meet again. Why be so aggressive? You clearly hit me, I suffered a loss, and I even apologized proactively, yet you're still so unforgiving. Don't think I'm really afraid of you. Are you out of your mind talking about reason here? Is there anyone here who is a reasonable person? If I were at a disadvantage right now, would you still talk reason with me? Indeed, among this group of rich second-generation heirs, who among them was a reasonable person? If this person in front of them wasn't President Bo, he would probably have lost half his life here today, and he would be unable to call for help, with no place to seek justice. If you want to talk reason with me, that's fine. I'm a person who loves to talk reason. If you don't want to, I won't force you. You can leave now, Chun Bo said with a smile. There was no hint of threat in his words, but it was these light words that made Wan Yanjun's hair stand on end and his sphincter clench. This feeling reminded him of someone, Tang Jun. Tang Jun, the second young master of the Tang family of Shangtang Group, was also usually unreadable, appearing very gentle. But such a seemingly gentle and refined person was inwardly more vicious than a venomous snake. If you accidentally offended him, he certainly wouldn't bother with you. But he would turn around and ruin you, cripple you, or bankrupt you. Chun Bo's light words just now were so similar to the insidious and malicious image of Tang Jun of Shangtang Group. Wan Yanjun trembled uncontrollably. It seemed he couldn't escape today. But he was also 30 years old and a person of some standing. How could he kneel in public? Suddenly, Wan Yanjun gave a cold laugh. President Bo, even if they all help you, there are plenty of people in Yangcheng who aren't afraid of you. Conflicts between the younger generation involving parents or elders were very embarrassing. If it got out, he really wouldn't be able to stay in this circle. But among peers, there were also those who wouldn't yield to President Bo's intimidation. For example, Tang Jun, whom he had just thought of. If it weren't absolutely necessary, he really didn't want to provoke this insidious and vicious person. But now he was forced into a corner. He believed that as long as Tang Jun made a move, Chun Bo would instantly be scared stiff. Tang Jun was the true king among the younger generation. So he dialed Tang Jun's number. Second brother Tang, hello? I'm Xiao Wan. Speak. On the other end of the phone, Tang Jun spoke the most domineering words in the most concise language. It's like this, I offended someone in Yangcheng. Second brother Tang, could you help me resolve it? I'll definitely thank you heavily afterwards. Is there a task in Yangcheng that you, Wan Yanjun, can't handle? You haven't provoked those old geezers, have you? Tang Jun said irritably. How could I? It's just a junior, but he really has some power. Even Zheng Xinyang and his group are with him. I really can't beat him. When did such an awesome junior appear in Yangcheng? Why don't I know? What's his name? Chun Bo, known as President Bo. Who? Tang Jun's voice rose an octave.
Chen Bo, President Bo.
Click. Hearing the name Chen Bo, Tang Jun instantly trembled all over, and even the phone in his hand slipped. Hello? Hello? Second brother Tang, are you listening? After a while, Tang Jun finally reacted and picked up the fallen phone. He started cursing. Wan Yanjun, if you want to court death, don't drag me into it. Are you out of your mind? Why did you provoke that blockhead for no reason? Wan Yanjun was dumbfounded again. It was the first time he had seen the usually calm and composed second brother Tang so flustered. Even through the phone, he could feel second brother Tang's fear. That was the second brother Tang he feared, that insidious and vicious second brother Tang. Yet he was so terrified of Chun Bo. Wan Yanjun was at a loss for words. Was this President Bo really that terrifying? So terrifying that even second brother Tang trembled at the mention of his name? What kind of existence was this, after all? Wan Yanjun was truly scared now. Second brother Tang, what should I do now? Old Wan, don't say second brother Tang isn't helping you. Right now, you only have two choices. First, do whatever he tells you to do. Don't think about resisting, it's useless. Don't think about going abroad to hide. That's also useless. And the second choice? Wan Yanjun asked tremblingly. Prepare for your funeral. Chapter 184. Thump. Wan Yanjun knelt. It was over 30 degrees in summer. But at this moment, Wan Yanjun was breaking out in a cold sweat. Tang Zhen's words completely shattered Wang Yanjun's psychological defense. If anyone else had said that to him, Wang Yanjun would never have believed it. How could there be such an amazing person in this world? But these words came from the person he feared most, Tang Zhen. So Wang Yanjun had no choice but to believe them. Everyone was dumbfounded, shocked, stunned. No one expected Wang Yanjun to actually kneel. After all, conflicts between people in this circle often involved harsh words, but it was limited to just that. They were all second-generation rich. Whose family didn't have some power? Could they really fight to the death over such a small matter? Would their parents behind them agree? And if it really escalated, none of them could do anything to the other. Such a situation only occurred when there was a huge disparity in strength between the two sides, a one-sided crushing advantage. Just like this very moment. Who was strong and who was weak was clear at a glance. President Bo, I was wrong, I was really wrong. You are a magnanimous person. How about you just let me go like a fart? Wang Yanjun said with immense humiliation. No, young Master Wan, you actually knelt? I was just joking. Why did you take it seriously? Chen Bo was also a bit confused. He was just imitating the big shots on TV, throwing out a few threats. Even if Wang Yanjun confronted him on the spot, he wouldn't be able to do anything to Wang Yanjun. Could he really make him unable to survive in Yangqing? Chen Bo himself didn't know if he had that kind of power. This group of rich second-generation heirs could support him, but if he really asked them to deal with Wang Yanjun, they might not agree. Even if they agreed, there would be a price. He couldn't just get rid of Wang Yanjun at the slightest disagreement. He wasn't a serial killer. He only rooted out extremely dangerous people like White Eagle who threatened him. He didn't expect Wang Yanjun to actually kneel. Chen Bo really wanted to know what Wang Yanjun's phone call just now was about, and who he spoke to. Could make the arrogant Wang Yanjun instantly shrivel up. President Bo? Do you mean you forgive me? Wang Yanjun asked, still unsure, confirming again. Young Master Wan, I already said it was just a joke. Taking it too seriously spoils the fun. Thank you, President Bo. Wang Yanjun immediately felt as if he had received a great pardon and scrambled away. Master Chong, who had been following him, also looked as if he had seen a ghost and quickly followed Wang Yanjun's steps, running away. Looking at the two figures fleeing in a panic, Chen Bo felt a little like laughing. This was too cowardly. Extremely cowardly. Chen Bo didn't know that all of this came from Tang Zhen's single sentence. Prepare for your funeral. It was this one sentence that truly scared the wits out of Wang Yanjun. My goodness, wasn't it just an argument? Did it have to result in death? Chen Bo didn't know, and the other rich second-generation heirs didn't know either. In their eyes, they seemed to have witnessed an even more unfathomable side of President Bo. With just a few words, he could force the arrogant young Master Wan, who controlled billions in assets, to kneel in public. His mastery of tone and aura had reached a state of perfection, even surpassing the adults in their own families. With a casual demeanor, he could instill genuine fear in young Master Wan. It was truly terrifying. The oppressive feeling from a person of high status, fully displaying a king's demeanor. Now, if someone said Chen Bo wasn't a celestial dragon, they wouldn't believe it. Chen Bo naturally didn't know what these people were thinking, otherwise he might really die laughing. My strength is all thanks to your imagination. At this moment, Lin Ruoshi looked at Chen Bo with even greater adoration. Worshipping the strong is human nature, especially for women. A man who is revered by thousands and holds high power will have an inherent halo, exerting an irresistible powerful attraction to women. For a beauty like Lin Ruoshi, who was experiencing her first stirrings of love and prioritized romance, the attraction would be doubled. Lin Ruoshi, favorability +1. Lin Ruoshi's current favorability, 96 points. Besides Lin Ruoshi, Yuan Jujia, who was beside them, also felt admiration and affection for Chen Bo's intelligence. She was simply stunned. Young Master Wan, a top-tier rich second-generation heir who wore a watch worth over 10 million and was the head of Wanson Film and Television Group, actually knelt and begged for mercy in front of Chen Bo. and a group of famous second-generation heirs and rich young masters from Yangqing almost all looked to Chun Bo as their leader. This completely shattered her worldview and reshaped her five senses. What was swag? Just Chun Bo standing there doing nothing. His swag was already maxed out. This was the true super god-tier tycoon. She looked at Lin Ruoshi with increasing jealousy. She felt Chun Bo's aura becoming more and more captivating, making her heart race, her blood boil, and her legs involuntarily clench. She suddenly felt that all the boys she had kept in her bathtub were no longer appealing. All those people combined were not worth one of Chun Bo's legs. All right, everyone disperse. You guys don't know how to be a little more low-key. Dozens of luxury cars blocking someone's doorway, trying to host a car show. Then we'll head out, President Bo. See you tonight. See you tonight? Chun Bo was puzzled. This group of rich young masters came quickly and left just as fast. In less than a minute, they scattered, leaving only Yi Hao, Zhang Xinyang, Lu Jingheng, and a few others familiar with Chun Bo in the coffee shop. What? Still thinking about the after-party? Seeing that these few hadn't left, Chun Bo joked. President Bo, didn't you receive a message from Zhou Wanwan inviting you to a charity art gala tonight? Yi Hao chuckled awkwardly, asking with flickering eyes. Zhou Wanwan. Chun Bo pulled out his phone and checked. There were indeed over a dozen messages from Zhou Wanwan. Because he didn't want to get involved with Zhou Wanwan, Chun Bo never read her messages. And he certainly never replied. So, Chun Bo was very confused. What did Zhou Wanwan inviting him to a gala have to do with Yi Hao and the others? Zhou Wanwan knew you definitely wouldn't bother with her. So she found a few of us and insisted that we make sure you attend. Hearing this, Chun Bo's mouth twitched. Damn it! That crazy woman. You also know she's a crazy woman. Many of our family's businesses rely on official connections. We really can't afford to offend her. So, President Bo, could you possibly? So you're staying here to persuade me to attend this gala? Speaking of which, why do you rich people have so many galas? Last time it was a charity auction, this time it's a charity art gala. Do you have to be involved with charity? With President Bo's status, you might not be interested in these galas. But these events are the best places for wealthy businessmen and powerful figures to maintain relationships and expand their networks. Many significant cooperation projects are finalized at such venues. I understand. It's fine that you rich people love this sort of thing, but why is Zhou Wanwan getting involved in such an occasion? Isn't she afraid of causing trouble for her father? Tonight's gala is a bit different. On the surface, it's a charity art gala, but actually, today is Zhou Wanwan's birthday. Chapter 185, 7 p.m. The banquet hall of the Shangri-La Hotel in Yangqing was already bustling with activity. Wow, Wanwan. This party tonight is so grand. Not only are there many wealthy businessmen, but there are also several big celebrities. Is it true that even the singer Han Hong will perform? A young woman, familiar with Zhou Wanwan, asked with surprise as she entered the banquet hall. Yes, all the funds raised tonight will be managed by the Han Hong Foundation. As the head of the Han Hong Charity Foundation, Teacher Han decided to perform a song for everyone to thank them for their generous donations. Wow, I'm so envious of you, Wanwan. Even a big star like Teacher Han came to celebrate your birthday. I wish my birthday party could be that grand. Hey, this charity gala has nothing to do with my birthday. It just so happens to fall on the same day. Zhou Wanwan quickly clarified her relationship with the gala. Exactly, you can't just say anything. Wanwan is only attending this gala as a guest tonight. She's not the organizer, so don't cause her any trouble. All the funds tonight will be deposited into the Han Hong Charity Foundation for management, and the use of every single penny can be traced. It has nothing to do with Wanwan. Zhou Wanwan's best friend, a girl named Meng Qi, said with dissatisfaction. Who would believe that? Who doesn't understand the tricks involved? If it's such a coincidence, why didn't it happen on my birthday? Donations are just one aspect. With so many powerful and wealthy businessmen here tonight, if each of them gives a gift, they'll make a fortune. Zhou Wanwan remained silent. A girl dressed glamorously in designer clothes, with an arrogant expression, said in a sarcastic tone. Her name was Dai Xiaojin, and she had considered Zhou Wanwan her rival since childhood. Their two families were old acquaintances, and they had known each other since they were young. However, they did not become good friends as their parents had hoped. Instead, they were always at loggerheads. In reality, it was only Dai Xiaojin who was constantly targeting Zhou Wanwan, treating her as someone to suppress. Because from childhood, Zhou Wanwan had always surpassed Dai Xiaojin in every aspect. Dai Xiaojin, who had always lived in Zhou Wanwan's shadow, naturally detested Zhou Wanwan. She couldn't stand the sight of Zhou Wanwan. Where there are people, there is conflict, even in a family like Zhou Wanwan's. Dai Xiaojin came to this charity gala specifically to find fault. Looking at her attire, it was not difficult to see how much she liked to show off in her daily life. Many times, it's not just men who like to show off. Women also like to show off. I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Wanwan set a rule a long time ago that she wouldn't accept gifts over 100 yuan. Of course, you can disbelieve it, and you can also report it to the relevant departments. If you can find any illegal activities by Wanwan, then you're truly impressive. Dai Xiaojin was left speechless by Meng Qi's retort. That's right, Wanwan told us a long time ago to try not to give her gifts. And even if we do, the price shouldn't exceed 100 yuan. Tang Yi walked over with confident strides, head held high and chest out. Seeing Tang Yi speak up for Zhou Wanwan, Dai Xiaojin gritted her teeth in hatred. Because she had long admired Tang Yi. He was the Prince Charming in her heart. Wanwan, happy birthday. This is the gift I prepared for you. It's not expensive, but it represents my sincerity. Tang Yi handed the exquisite box in his hand to Zhou Wanwan. Inside the box were several palm-sized small dolls. At first glance, it was clear that these dolls were not worth much money. Wow! These dolls are so cute. Young Master Tang, where did you buy them? Meng Qi's gaze was instantly drawn to these adorable plush dolls. I bought them online, only a few dozen yuan. I thought Wanwan would like them, so I bought them. Oh my, the dignified young Master Tang actually buys things online? You're something else, Meng Qi teased. However, Tang Yi's attention remained solely on Zhou Wanwan. Wanwan, do you like these dolls? They're all right, thank you. Seeing that the dolls were not very valuable, Zhou Wanwan accepted them. Wait! Looking at the dolls, Dai Xiaojin's lips curved into a wicked smile. Who was it that just said they would never accept a gift over 100 yuan? That was a quick slap in the face. What do you mean? Are you truly clueless or just pretending? Limited edition Labubu, and you're telling me they're only worth a few dozen yuan? Who are you trying to fool? Dai Xiaojin crossed her arms and squinted, immediately recognizing that the dolls Tang Yi gave were the latest limited edition Labubu figurines. Dai Xiaojin, immersed in catching Zhou Wanwan's weakness, completely failed to notice Tang Yi's dark, ominous gaze at that moment. Zhou Wanwan, who never cared about fashion products, of course, did not know the value of these figurines. What Labubu? It's just a plush doll. How much could it be worth? Meng Qi said with dissatisfaction. Bumpkin, do you know that this doll is being hyped to the heavens in Paris? This limited edition set you're holding is priced at over 600 euros, which is nearly 5,000 yuan in RMB. Upon hearing this, Zhou Wanwan and Meng Qi gasped. It wasn't because they thought 5,000 yuan was a lot, but because they believed that an ordinary plush doll could be hyped to the exorbitant price of 5,000 yuan. What was the difference between this and a doll from a claw machine? Even if the craftsmanship was slightly better, the price difference shouldn't be that huge. This world was truly insane. Tangzhen, thank you for your kindness, but this gift is too valuable. I really can't accept it. After learning the price of the plush doll, Zhou Wanwan immediately stuffed it back into Tang Yi's hand. Wanwan, I really bought these online for a few dozen yuan. Perhaps these are just fakes. Tang Yi suppressed the anger in his heart and forced an explanation. He had considered following Zhou Wanwan's wishes, but he honestly didn't know what to give as a gift under 100 yuan. The cheapest bags he usually bought were never below 10,000. It's like asking an ordinary person to give a gift worth less than 1 yuan. Could you give a cracker? Tang Yi felt embarrassed just thinking about it. But it was Zhou Wanwan's birthday. He couldn't give her nothing. He racked his brain for several days before discovering this miraculous product. But then Dai Xiaojun suddenly appeared. Dai Xiaojun didn't care whether Tang Yi hated her or not. What she had to do now was to cut off any possibility between Tang Yi and Zhou Wanwan. What I can't have, you won't get either. Humph. Can it be real or fake and still escape my eyes? I'll bet you $1,000,000 that these Labubu figurines are authentic. Do you dare? Dai Xiaojun patted her smooth chest and guaranteed. Tang Yi, are you telling me you're treating my words as idle chatter? You didn't hear a single thing I repeatedly emphasized. Did you? I. Just then, Chun Bo walked into the venue. He was arm in arm with Lin Ruoshi, who was dressed elegantly and looked as delicate as a porcelain doll, holding a bright red apple in his hand. A delicate bough was tied with a ribbon around the apple's stem.